right, I think I get to head home now. I'm almost at 10,000 steps. Okay, so we were talking about springtime, and we were talking about the seeds inside of our heart and how, don't get worried if you're not seeing the blessings or seeing the beautiful life yet. It's there. But remember that taking care of your heart and your vessel is so, 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 so important. Weeding your garden, having a heart soil that is fertile, so that those seeds can produce a beautiful life. Okay, that is part of what God wants for all of us, is to have our desires. Now, let's talk about taking care of yourself. First, I think I'm going to talk about the body, because my first, I grew up just as an athlete. I grew up with, thankfully, wise women around me who we always had good food on the plate, especially my grandmother, Rosalind, a beautiful Jewish woman, fruits and vegetables, and she always used to sneak in treats, and she made the best ginger snap cookies and chocolate chip cookies and strawberry rhubarb pie. There was that, but for the most part, healthy, anyway, followed my passion for athletics and sports and health to a college I went to undergrad school, Plymouth State University, played 2 sports, captained 2 sports teams, and then followed my passion to Springfield College, which was all about the body, mind, and spirit. And it was there then, right? The body, the mind, the spirit. But I'm going to talk about the body first, and I'll go into the mind and the spirit in 2 more videos. And I think that that's going to bring me to 5 o'clock when my husband gets home from work. It's a Friday. I am planning on eating a gluten-free, maybe not an entire pizza, but I'm pretty consistent with my nutrition, and I stick to whole foods. Not necessarily always from Whole Foods, but I do stick to a very consistent nutritional, I wouldn't call it plan. It's just I found what works for me to keep me nourished and healthy. But that being said, I always leave room for flexibility. Because my birthday was on Wednesday, I got myself some gluten-free donuts that were incredibly delicious. I didn't eat all of them. I had 2 and they were small. So good. But I fit those into like what my macros are. So I find that when I am eating foods that are nourishing and nutrient dense, yes, but also macros. So I didn't really understand what macros were, and I remember when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, I want to know what this is. And I worked with a coach for a couple years who was exceptional. I mean, she's exceptional, and I love her. And I did a lot of like heavy weight training, and the more my muscles started growing, the more I looked at myself and And I was like, I don't really want to be jacked right now. Like, I don't really need to have like huge muscles. And my muscles weren't even that big, but I'm like, I really want a more like lean, and it's not that I wasn't feminine, but anyway, I've just been like really reflecting. I'm like, okay, what is my ideal? And I think it's athletic, right? But I simply, at this point in my life as a 50-year-old, like I refuse to like starve myself, and I refuse to like be in a battle about like diet, right? It's about fueling myself so that I can be the best person that I can be. And it's really about macros. If you guys want to know more about macros, like I can, and what my go-tos are every single day on repeat, I can send you that. Or yeah, you can reach out to me. But the other thing is fitness. I am not always, I have not in the past always been motivated to work out consistently, and I don't think that that's actually a bad thing. I've learned that what makes me happy is like truly self-acceptance. It's, if you're, put it this way, if your exercise and your eating is coming from a place of not feeling like you're good enough, then you're never going to, it's from the wrong place. That's coming from a place, that outcome is coming from a place of being driven to try to change an outer appearance to make your inner self feel better. And that's going to backfire on you. What I've shifted into, and it's been gradually, and really have settled into it so much more the last month or so, is that even if I am, you know, going through perimenopause, like probably headed into menopause, who the heck knows? I don't really put a lot of energy into that. But it's not something that I'm like super buying into. I know that my body is changing. It's like, it's like, what feels good to me, yes, but also like, what does my body really want versus like, what do I want to get an external result? So I started to train for a 5K recently, and I had to back down from running because it was spiking my cortisol. I knew it was spiking my cortisol because on the days that I ran, I was experiencing so many more hot flashes. And once I stopped doing that and I said, okay, well, my body really wants to walk because it's not like jarring my central nervous system. It's like, it's gentle, and it's still an exertion. But I don't do that every day. I don't walk 10,000 steps, at least right now, every single day. And I don't really know what I'm going to do when I go into winter. Probably start to get ready for ski season, because I do like to be stronger during ski season. But the other thing that I started to really enjoy is metabolic workouts. And these workouts are short and hard. And they get your heart rate up really fast. And I'm loving those for a couple different reasons. Number one, I always found incredible success when I used to be like, I've got to get lean. What's the quickest way to get lean? And that was doing weights, not like heavy weights or like squatting or deadlifts or anything like that, but like just weights, just, you know, like basic stuff. I think with like Tony Horton workouts, like P90X and that stuff, I went through an era with that. But I would always just do sprints, and sprints would really, really like lean me out. Like my body just doesn't want to do that anymore. So I found that metabolic training 3 times a week, or 2, if I get to it 3 times a week, that's great. If I don't, that's fine too. I'm not beating myself up, because I know what beating myself up does to my mind, and I know what kind of outcomes it produces.